Welcome everybody, this is the second show of Arabian Insider Scottsdale edition. I'm Francesca Ragno.
And I'm Jeffrey Winterstein.
So, yesterday we had a really nice show, and in these days we were also running around to all the open house and presentation that we had here around the Scottsdale show. That's true?
Absolutely, but there was a really important preview for the Marquise auction. What they're trying to do is kind of reinvigorate those LASMA days where they sold horses for $1 bajillion, and they're trying to do it here at Scottsdale.
And we can say that this will be quite the event of Scottsdale 2017, and you also had the opportunity to speak with one of the organizers,
Yes.
Galloon, right?
Yes, with Greg Galloon, and it was a pretty interesting conversation, so let's take a look. I'm here at Sahara with Greg Galloon, Marquise Auction. Big undertaking. I mean, you're kind of trying to reinvent the days of LASMA, all the excitement. What prompted this idea?
Well, you know, I think everybody has that's been in this industry for a number of years does recall the glory days of the auction world. It's kind of like a chapter in our history that we all refer back to. And for, you know, a number of reasons, the auction market, you know, kind of went by the wayside. Some of it due to tax laws, some of it due to the, you know, the emergence of the private treaty negotiation. You know, it's just one of those things that I guess fell out of fad. So I think many people have considered running back and performing an auction, but the reality is the infrastructure and the real mountain of work to do
Getting people to commit to high quality horses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it was just, you know, Jeff, as I said last night, came to Nancy and I in Vegas one day and said, let's do this. And I said, you're crazy. And so obviously we bought in. And once we were committed, I think we had like 4 or 5 phone calls. We were like, should we do this, should we not? And finally we just kind of like, you know, the Three Musketeers, just like, let's go.
And how is it with the owners? I mean, you obviously, the consignment of horses is pretty spectacular. You kept it small, so there's going to increase the demand
Totally
for them.
by design, to keep it
Yeah.
where we could keep a handle on it. And it really is the goal, and hopefully that we have a great Friday, that the Marquise platform will open up many other doors. We plan on the Friday night auction being a premier event every year, and then we will probably have a Saturday auction here at the same building, same thing, with a lower price point, lower commission to the, you know, horses that fall in the, you know, $10,000 to $50,000 range. And then we really plan on expanding our internet aspect of it, which is a huge untapped market. And again, our philosophy at this point is maybe do something where the minimum price would be a certain point, where it actually is money. When we have horses selling for, unfortunately, you know, pennies, it does nobody any good, and you don't know where the horse goes.
And transparency does the industry a lot of good. When you actually know what quality sells for what price point.
I think setting the bar, having a established value, I think drives the market. And back in the 80s and 90s, it totally did. So we really hope to get back to, we have great horses, we have great people, we have interest. What we do need now is just some energy, and wow, all indications to this point are really shaping up that energy should be super high come this Friday.
And were you pleased with the preview last night?
Couldn't have been happier, and I'm never happy. So, you know, the evening was great, the turnout was great, the horses, they you know, there's no salesmanship involved. They deliver it. And it's such a great group from so many different programs, and you know, the thing we're so proud of is that these people jumped on with us, and they really did put forth some excellent stock.
Scottsdale changing event.
Well, and you know, how great, and that really has made this for the Marquise group. You know, Scottsdale is the largest Arabian horse show in the world by, you know, a huge
margin.
Huge margin. So to not take advantage of that captive audience, and you know what, I think there's a real desire for this thing to fly. I really get that sense, even from the ones that are, you know, don't have a dog in the fight, and just they're like, this is going to be a great thing. So.
Well, thanks for taking the time, Greg.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff.
Okay.
As we mentioned many times, Scottsdale's more than just a show, and there's open houses going on, and you went to one the other day, didn't you?
Yes, we went at the open house and presentation of Rae-Dawn Arabians. That was really nice. A lot of people was there enjoying. We also had the opportunity to have a little breakfast there because it was in the morning. And you also were there with me, so you also enjoyed it.
What's unique about Rae-Dawn is it's not just halter horses, but they're also trying to breed performance horses too, which I think kind of embodies what we're trying to do here at Scottsdale.
Yeah, and I also catch a really nice interview with the owner of Rae-Dawn Arabians. So let's see it.
On and close curtains, 'cause all we need is candlelight. You and me, and a bottle of wine to hold you tonight. Well, we know I'm going away, and I wish it weren't so. So take this wine and drink with me. Let's delay our misery. Save tonight. Fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Save tonight. Fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Tomorrow I'll be gone. There's a log on the fire. time to cry. 'Cause boy, you know I've got to go, and Lord, I wish it wasn't so.
Welcome everybody, we are here in Rae-Dawn Farm and I'm here with the owner, Mary Papelwell. Did I say it right?
That's very good. Yes, very good.
So we just saw your amazing presentation. I really enjoyed it. The quality of the horses was really high, so congratulations for it.
Thank you.
Can you please explain us a bit about your breeding program?
Well, we're a small farm. We're from Canada. We have a farm in Canada, and we just breed our own mares and try and compete at this level. And we've had some success, and so we just like to breed, and we breed about 15 mares a year, and we try and keep the best that we can and sell the rest.
You are also one of the few farms that have. It's really big in the halter as well in the performance. Like Bay Ambition, your famous stallion was U.S. national champion, and now he's competing in the Western pleasure, right?
That's right, yeah. Somebody asked me, do you breed halter horses or do you breed performance horses? And I told them I breed Arabians, and they should be able to do both. We are very fortunate to have Bay Ambition as our stallion because he does put a lot of nice movement, beautiful tail carriage, and pretty faces with shapely necks. And so those are the things that need to happen to get horses into the performance side of things.
Thank you for your explanation, because I also hope that all the Europeans will also start to, make performances with the Arabian and see the Arabian horse complete, and not just for the halter. So.
That's right. We always feel that there's life after halter, and that's our beginning here. And we encourage our halter people to respect the horse and to definitely get to a point where you can still use the horse later in its life.
Thank you so much for your time, and congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yesterday we explained you a bit all the differences from the performance that we have here at Scottsdale, as this is a huge festival. And we had the opportunity to speak with one of the most important performers here in Scottsdale, Chris Culbreth, that explained us a lot about hunter pleasure.
Yes, absolutely. Chris was kind enough to show Tanya what hunter pleasure is, which I think she found really interesting from the European perspective.
I'm Chris Culbreth. This is my wife, Michelle Culbreth. And on the right side there is our assistant trainer here at the show this year, Megan Botha, and she's from South Africa. She interned with us this summer and came back for the Scottsdale Arabian Horse Show. Michelle and I own a farm right here in Scottsdale, Arizona, and we have approximately 50 horses on the farm. We mostly do performance horses, English, Western, hunter, reining, and driving. I do a lot of hunt seat equitation and other equitation divisions as well. I myself am obviously a professional horse trainer, but I'm also a USCF licensed judge. I judge the United States, overseas, and South America as well.
You're going to show us what is it?
This is a purebred Arabian hunter pleasure horse, and his name is Amplify PCF. He did real well in his qualifying class, and he's moving on to the championship, which I believe is going to be held on Saturday.
We're coming from Europe, and in Europe we don't have the riding classes that much. Can you please tell us about the hunter pleasure a bit?
The Arabian hunter pleasure horse originates from a fox hunting horse, which is very European. A fox hunting horse is a horse that has to be able to cover a lot of ground, be comfortable to ride, and go a long distance comfortably. The hunter pleasure horse, things that you'll notice on this horse, he's in a traditional hunter bridle, a snaffle, not a lot of bridle like a curb bit or anything, because you want them to be on the bit for a little bit of control. We braid their manes, tails, and forelocks. That's tradition. That comes from when we wanted the horses to not get their manes and tails full of burrs and things like that when they're out chasing foxes on the trail. Hunt saddle, it's a saddle that doesn't have a lot to it, lightweight for the horse. Knee roll to keep you in the saddle. Light in the seat, you can get up off the seat when you go to jump over things. We don't jump, but it's part of the style. Ideal Arabian conformation is ideal for a hunter pleasure horse. Arabians are made with great endurance. They can cover a lot of ground. Because of the way they're put together, their necks come out nice and high. They have a nice long stride. they're very good-winded, and as we all know, they're probably the most beautiful horse in the world. Some of the things that are going to be important on a hunter pleasure horse are obviously the gaits that they're going to have to compete at in the ring. First thing, they're obviously going to have to walk, then trot, then canter, and do what we call a hand gallop. Hand gallop is not just a run, but a hand gallop is one where the horse is at a gallop or an extended stride, but still within the hands or within control of the rider, as opposed to what a horse might do racing. What makes this horse kind of unique and nice is he's a soft horse. He has a good ground covering walk. He's up into my hands, not way off the bridle, but getting up into my hands, which means he has positive control to my fingers. His ears are up, he's enjoying what he's doing, he's listening to me. Arabian hunter pleasure horses are judged on the following criteria: manners, performance, quality, and conformation, and they're judged in that order. First being manners. Manners is, does the horse willingly obey the rider's commands and do it in a happy way? Performance. Does the horse do all the gaits and all the things that are necessary for the class or have a good performance? Quality. When we look at this horse, you'll notice he has a fine coat, he has a pretty shape, a pretty head, he exudes a lot of quality. Finally, conformation. Is this a good example of a horse? We all know Arabian type is head, neck, back, top line, and tail carriage. Now we'll move him into a trot. We want the cues to be subtle, and we want the horse to respond. Steady, happy, and ornery. And of course, the back. Back should be straight and willing.
Today in Scottsdale the weather was quite cold and the wind
It's a little bit, yeah.
was a bit chilly, so we just decided to show you a bit of the desert of Arizona, some cactus.
Saguaro cactus, can you say that?
Saguaro cactus.
Saguaro.
Saguaro.
Yeah, hundreds of years old.
Oh really?
Yeah.
This is what it means. So I learned something today. So thank you for following us today, and we keep you updated in the next days. I'm Francesca Ragno.
And I'm Jeffrey Winterstein for Arabian Insider.